What's up guys, it's Squiddy, and in this video I'm going to be covering how to win more GTA races, and I'm going to explain to you the mindset you guys have to have and any tips and tricks that you could use while racing. Alright, this applies to everyone. This applies to PC, PS4, Xbox. It doesn't matter what platform you're on. As long as you can play GTA races, you're fine. I'm going to be thoroughly explaining and showing my gameplay of how I race and how I'm able to win so many races and keep my wins higher than my losses. Alright, and without further ado, let's get into this. Alright guys, so in this segment of the video I'm going to explain to you what you can do before the race starts. Now, the first thing is looking at your map. I don't know how many people know about this or how many people actually do this, but I do. You only don't have to do this if you already know the race by heart. Okay, so if you know the race by heart and you know how many turns or straights there are, you're fine. But for those of you that don't know the race by heart, look at the map. You need to know, and I can't stress this enough, Jesus. You need to know what your race is gonna look like, because that decides what car you're gonna choose. This race right here has a lot of turns. Not a lot, but it does have a lot of turns, right? So I can't use a car that has high top speed and horrible handling. So I'm gonna use a car that has good handling, good acceleration, and I win the race. Simple as that. Guys, just look at the race before you start it so you can choose what car you're going to use, okay? Now, some of you might be asking, what could you possibly mean by mindset, Squiddy? Well, I mean, you're not going to win every single race you play. Okay, there are millions if not billions of other people that want to win just as much as you do, and you got to come to the term that you're gonna lose sometimes. You're going to lose. I've lost. I'm not the best, I accept that, but I keep trying. I keep racing. Okay, that's no reason to just put yourself down and say, oh well, yeah, no, I won't lose, so I'm gonna just leave. No, too many people do that, and it's actually kind of upsetting. Just understand the fact that you're not always going to win. You're always competing with somebody else's morale to win, okay? Everyone wants to win. Nobody wants to be a loser. That's who you're competing against, okay? So, just remember that. Just accept the fact that you're going to lose sometimes. It happens to everyone. It happens to me. Literally. Everyone. Okay? Simple as that. Now, I'm not going to really say much on this, it's just self-explanatory, but at the start of the race, dude, your start is so important. Make sure to get that boost at the start of every race, okay? It's really important, okay? You can win the race with this boost, okay? It could possibly become your win. So, when it says go, press R2, or not any earlier, or for whatever bind you guys have, PC and Xbox, okay? Just make sure you get the boost. Alright, so I'm gonna get straight into it. Catch up involves timing, and I cannot stress this enough. Catch up involves timing, and it's very important that you time catch up, okay? Catch up, you need to look ahead into the future of where you're going to be if you're gonna use catch up on someone, okay? Using catch up for your own personal gains is very important. So in this clip right here, I waited to use catch up. I stood behind him until I got close enough towards the end of the race so that by the time I pass him and get in front of him, he can't use catch up on me again to gain the lead, right? Because it's already towards the end of the race. So catch up is heavily based on timing. Alright guys, when it comes to using your brakes, use them. Like, unlike those guys over there, use your brakes. Alright, learn, but learn when to use one. Okay, don't just use your brakes all the time. Don't spam on the brakes while you're taking a corner, because not only are you losing speed, but you're wasting all the speed you could have gotten after you'd only braked once. Because if you're braking several times, you're losing more speed. Alright, you have to be constant with your braking. You can't really do that to yourself, because other people do. There could be people better at corner than you, and you know, if you're braking too much, they're going to gain the lead on you, even though you're cornering correctly. But anyways, with that being said, it takes practice to corner and brake. Like it takes a little bit of practice. So if you want more practice, just go on a race by yourself, or you can do this in free roam too if you want. Just practice taking corners and getting better at that, and timing the brake correctly, and ease your way into the gas after braking. Don't let go of your gas completely. Make sure to hold it a little bit so that you're not losing any speed or any ground. But other than that, just remember, your car has brakes. It's not always R2 or whatever bind you guys use for PC and Xbox. Pretty sure on Xbox is the same thing. You get my point. But yeah, just remember, brakes, people. Brakes. So, what do you mean by pressure, Squiddy? What I mean is, for example, the person in first place. You apply pressure to them by staying behind them and racing in a good way. And what I mean by that is, they don't want you to pass them. They want to stay in first place. And same can be said vice versa. So if you're in first place, you don't want anybody else to pass you. So you're going to do the best you can to stay in the lead. That applies pressure to people. And that makes them nervous and lose focus of the race. Such as these people, for example. I challenged them. I applied pressure to them. And that caused them to lose focus of the race. Meaning, they didn't know there was a turn here. They forgot because I was too busy applying pressure to them, and they were too busy thinking about staying in first place. They just wanted to go faster than me. Now, the important thing to remember about staying in first place is not worrying about the guy behind you as much as you should. So yes, you're gonna have to worry about him, but don't think about it too much, because that puts more pressure on yourself, and more likely you're gonna make a mistake because you're so nervous. The important thing is to stay calm, focus on your own driving and yourself, and if somebody passes you, do your best to gain back the lead, because remember, if they get past you, that's putting pressure on them too, because now they're in first place. Now they have to do everything perfectly. Just remember that not everyone is perfect, and they're going to end up making mistakes, so you'll probably end up gaining back the lead. Just remember to stay calm and apply pressure. Now, when I talk about 1v1s, I mean the contact between you and another player. For example, this right here. He tried to hit me, but he threw himself off. When another person's trying to hit you, don't try to hit back. Let their own hits be their downfall. Because if you try to hit back, it's too much of a 50-50 to the point where you'll end up throwing yourself off, or you'll end up just throwing both you guys off, and you both lose. So it doesn't work for either of you. Just when someone's trying to hit you, try to ignore them, but to an extent, you can fight back. Okay? Just try to block them, or just try to keep yourself in position so that they end up throwing themselves off. Now, if you guys found this video helpful and useful, make sure to hit that like button and comment down below any questions you may have. If I didn't explain anything enough, or if you're confused about anything, I will respond. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and peace. I literally have 5,000 IQ.